All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be talking about the future of the 147-pound division, where Jaron Boots Ennis is going to be fighting soon, but also has a message for Terence Crawford about what he's going to do at that weight class, and Undisputed is going to happen for him, even though it didn't happen for ERROL Spence Jr. Let's talk about that in this video. And in this video, we're going to talk about the 147-pound division. Now that we know for sure with the recent actions of Terence Crawford that the ERROL Spence Jr. fight is not going to happen. You have Jaron Boots Ennis, who has recently had an interview talking about his belief that he is going to be elevated to the IBF belt and what that means for him and Undisputed at 147. And I am being an eternal optimist here, but let's talk about that in this video. Before I do that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does mean a lot. Thank you for hitting that like button, sharing the videos, and to the people that sponsor the videos like this through the super thank yous. Thank you very much. Super thank you very much. But let's get into this, okay? So there are two champions in the welterweight division right now. ERROL Spence Jr. holds 3 belts at 147, the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC, and you have Terence Crawford, who holds the WBO. Unfortunately, Terence Crawford has pretty much positioned himself and behaved in a fashion that would lead, I think, any reasonable person to conclude that he's not going to fight ERROL Spence Jr. He's not interested in a fight with ERROL Spence Jr. However, that does not necessarily mean that he is not interested in being the undisputed champion at 147. It just means that he just doesn't want to fight ERROL Spence Jr. for whatever reason. Now, I have my ideas about what reasons they are, seeing as I just got done watching a bunch of ERROL Spence Jr. fights over this last week and got a fresh reminder of, man, you could be looking pretty decent in the fight against that kid. However, that's a lot of pummeling he is putting on you. And he is the #1 dude in boxing when it comes to breaking down boxers and causing real major damage to boxers. Now, Terence Crawford is without a doubt a knockout puncher. It definitely has the ability to hurt someone with one shot. However, looking at these ERROL Spence Jr. fights again, and one thing that I noticed really stood out, and I've watched the Kell Brook fight, I watched the Sean Porter fight, I watched the Lamont Peterson fight, I watched the Ugas fight. All of those guys connected very cleanly with ERROL Spence Jr. with hooks, and ERROL Spence Jr. shook it off and came right back at him with an onslaught of shots. His reaction to getting hit, the reaction that he makes to getting hit is not, what a lot of fighters do. A lot of fighters get hit, take a step back, take a little while to collect themselves. But ERROL's chin, I think, his chin and that amount of pressure that he puts on might discourage somebody from wanting to get in the ring with him. And I think that's what happened. All that money talk and all that stuff is whatever. However, we still have to stay optimistic because good things come to those that wait. And, the old adage that God don't like ugly, all things will come to those all things will come to those who wait, all that good old stuff. So I'm still looking forward to Terence Crawford getting in there with the top guy at 147 pounds, even if it's not ERROL Spence. So when Jaron Ennis said that he believes that ERROL will be moving to 154 pounds after his fight with Keith Thurman, even though it has not been confirmed that the fight with Keith Thurman is actually going to be at 154 pounds, he said that he believes that that Errol Spence Jr. is going to move up, and that because he is the IBF interim champion, that he will be able to be elevated to the IBF championship. And he stated that once he gets that done, he is going for all the other belts. Now, Jaron Ennis is somebody that makes weight at 147 fairly easily, and is also with the network and promoted by a network that is going to be able to get him shots at those titles. Without a doubt, the WBC and the IBF, and more than likely the WBA as well, because I would not be surprised if Yordenis Ugas and maybe some other PBC fighters get a shot at those titles. But more than likely, they're going to be able to consolidate those 3 belts again. Feel fairly comfortable about that, because there are no real, other than Virgil Ortiz, who would be fighting for the WBA regular title. There are no other Golden Boy fighters that are really in that weight division, and there are no top rank welterweights really in that division where they can section off those belts. Now, the WBO is where Terence Crawford is, and if Terence Crawford goes to fight he's been ordered to do, goes to fight Alexis Rocha, then Alexis Rocha is going to be, then he very well may fight Virgil Ortiz after that. And, therefore, he has multiple fights left at that weight class. Also, Terence Crawford really doesn't have any options to go to 154 pounds without dealing with the PBC, because all of those 154 pound titles are tied up with the PBC. I mean, the PBC, pretty much everybody they had at 147 of the older guys, Errol Spence Jr., Danny Garcia, those guys are going to be up there at 154 pounds. I do believe Danny Garcia is looking to fight Erislandy Lara at a catch weight of 155 for a title at 160. But then you have Sebastian Fundora. You have several other guys up in that 154 to compete for that. You have Tim Tszyu. Of course, Jermell Charlo, who doesn't look like he's moving up anytime soon, is there. So Terence Crawford's not going to have a lot of places to go in that regard. So Jaron Ennis is going to be there. And if Jaron Ennis is looking for that undisputed title, it's going to be there, provided Terence Crawford does not come up with a reason for not fighting him. Now, most of the stated reasons for not fighting Errol Spence Jr. should be taken care of with Jaron Ennis, because Jaron Ennis has not really reached that status where he is where he's a big pay-per-view star, or he's selling out 50,000, 45, 50,000 seats in arenas. So it should be there to be made. And I'm going to stay optimistic that that Terence Crawford will take that fight, and that Jaron Ennis can get through the fighters he needs to put him in the position to get there. I'm not that concerned with Terence Crawford still being there, because, and honestly, Terence Crawford more than likely is not going to be fighting anybody that really has a chance to beat him, with the exception of Virgil Ortiz. Now, if Virgil Ortiz gets that fight and is able to win, then, hey, man, we really do have pretty much what we were looking for with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, but at a slightly lower level, but with younger fighters in Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. And I think those guys would both be on for that as well. So, long and short of it is, I don't think that Undisputed, at 147 is really out of the question over the next couple years. I just think that, it's out of the question with Errol Spence, provided somebody doesn't beat Terence Crawford, right? And Errol Spence Jr. decides to stay there and go through the different mandatories that he has, because, Terence Crawford just doesn't want to give him the opportunity for whatever reason. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.